Hey everybody, this is PJ Riley from Lancaster Archery 2023 ATA show. I am here at the Easton booth with Tyson Yates. Tyson, we got a couple cool new arrows from Easton this year, and we want to talk all about them. Tell us about that first one.
Yeah, so the first thing on the line, we've had the Vector in the line for a couple of years, and this year we decided to replace the Inspire. We're replacing it with a smaller diameter shaft with a wider spine range. So we're going from 600 all the way to 2,000 in a bare shaft configuration, as well as the version you see here in my hand, which is the stock flexed option with a vane. So we had really good success with the previous version in feathers, and we're really excited to see how this one does, especially with that wide spine offering and the 4mm diameter. We're really excited to see how this one does.
So we're talking primarily recurve, obviously, and like entry level to intermediate with that price point.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great price point. I mean, retail on the one in my hand is $5 a shaft. So, I shouldn't say shaft, $5 an arrow, nonetheless. So, yeah, we're really excited about it. I think it hits that beginner price point, but really you're not compromising quality, you're not compromising diameter. I would say it's an entry-level price point that doesn't limit the beginner archer to be able to advance in his progression in the game.
I think that's an important point from folks that we hear at the shop, that just because it's $5 doesn't mean it's cheap. This is a well-built, solid, good arrow that's going to be durable as well.
Exactly. And with that smaller diameter, as far as minimizing wind drift for outdoor shooting, and then again, the spine range offering for your low-pounded shooters, they come full length. So you're able to cut them, get them dialed in. You can order that off your site or in the showroom, just to be able to get that exact setup you're looking for.
Awesome. All right, let's go to this cool looking trad arrow, because I know people really like those.
Yeah, I think cool looking is probably the right way to describe it, and certainly with the trad world, I think that is important. So we're building off the success. Last year we launched the 6.5mm Carbon Legacy, so that was probably more of an entry level price point, where this is replacing the Axis Traditional. The Axis Traditional has been in our line for several years. It's a 5mm micro diameter traditional arrow. This actually comes in at a tighter straightness spec than the previous version. So far as my knowledge, this is the tightest spec trad arrow on the market right now. It's going to come stock with a helical fletch with the barred shield cut feather. Yeah. So in the trad world, and probably in the arrow world in general, or archery world, the look is important. We did the white dipped tail end of the shaft for visibility, and also does that first base layer for if you're going to do your own cresting and wanted to paint your own shafts. We did that first pass for you.
5mm, as you said, so that's going to be an excellent hunting arrow that they're going to be able to get the advantages of that smaller diameter.
Well, I would say hunting. I would also, extend that into the barebow market. As I've gone to the Lancaster Classic the last several years, that's a category that just seems to explode every year. You're hitting a straightness spec that, I think makes it viable in that game. And, aesthetically, certainly one that I would love to shoot out of a barebow. I'm just not sure I'd hit the target if I participated in that venture. And the other thing that's really important as I talk to trad shooters is this takes the hit insert. So you're keeping that visible insert off the front end of the arrow, which aesthetically in the trad world is much more appealing to the trad archer to get that any look of quote unquote insert technology removed from the front of the shaft.
Awesome. And lastly, we have the Sonic 6.0.
Yes, the Sonic 6.0 match grade, another addition to the line this year. So last year we introduced the Sonic 6.0. It replaced the Bloodline, Aftermath, and Hex arrows in our line.
Oh, okay.
So the Sonic itself is a very lightweight, good FOC arrow to start and build for an FOC build, as well as the guy that just wants a fast shooting arrow. I'll admit it now, I'm a speed guy. I like shorter arms, I have a shorter draw, and I like to shoot close to or right around 300 feet per second. This arrow is a great arrow for that. And again, our first year of launch, it was our number 4 best-selling arrow in the line. So we added the 1,000 straightness based off of customer feedback, really. So we're really excited for this one this year.
So, Tyson, we're going to take a little left turn here for a quick tech tip, because one thing we see people do is when they want to go to a lighter arrow is they just take the arrow they have and go to a smaller spine, which is not a good thing. This, we always talk about, hey, no, go find an arrow that is built for the lightness. And I know, like with the Hex and now the Sonic, that's you guys build an arrow specifically for that speed. It's not sacrificing spine. You can shoot a 300, but it will be lighter than other 300.
Yeah, that's a great tip. I mean, I think that's the tempting thing. People want to spine. Basically, they're spining themselves out of the game. It's not ideal. You don't get good arrow performance. It's going to be really difficult to tune an arrow when it's not properly spined. So that's a great reminder, PJ.
All right, and lastly, I'll take these from you because we have a new field point, and this thing really looked badass.
Yeah, I think that's the big thing here, right? Even in our marketing. So I've got it pointed here, but basically we came out with a match grade field point to first off have a tighter spec arrow, tighter spec point. But maybe the bigger, more importantly thing for us archers is that it looks really good. And as we've been here at the show, guys come up, they see it, they look at it on the arrow. It's like, I have to have that. I need my arrows to look like that. So, no expenses spared here. It's a stainless steel point that's got a mirror polished finish on it, and they added the nickel plating as well. So it's kind of there's a lot of stainless steel only. We wanted to add every possible feature that makes it aesthetically pleasing, as well as keep that performance really, really tight on as far as spec goes. So the feedback here at the show has been phenomenal. I think we may need to reassess our forecast for the year, but we're really excited about this one as well.
So, and that's key, those specs that you're talking about. People might think, field point's a field point. But if you want to get that, have all your arrows be the same with those cheaper field points, you can have, 2-3 grains difference, which, okay, at 20 yards, maybe not. But if you're going to tack, you're shooting 100 yards, big difference.
Certainly. Yeah, I mean the straightness is one piece of it. The other piece that you mentioned is obviously the variance in weight. So this is just going to be a more tighter tolerance. I think there's certainly skill levels that can notice that difference. For me personally, I keep reverting back to the way that it looks.
Me neither.
I probably don't shoot well enough to notice the difference, but certainly, especially with your customer, there's that elevated guy that really does notice a difference. I'm pulling that trigger just a little bit too hard to notice much of a difference there. So, yeah, we're really excited about kind of what we have going this year and some of the new options. So, appreciate you taking the time to discuss it with us.
Absolutely, Tyson. Always exciting to see what Easton puts out there. It never disappoints. Folks, 2023 ATA show. We've been bringing you lots of products. Check out those other videos.